Hey guys, good afternoon or good evening. My name is Amy Dove. I'm coming to you from Jackson, Tennessee, in between the two music cities of Memphis and Nashville. I've been drinking and sharing ketones now for 6 years. I am married to my high school sweetheart for 28 years now. We've got two adult kids. And I want to tell you just a brief description or history of me. Before ketones, life was hard. And when I say hard, I mean really hard to handle. Past issues with food addiction was a real thing that I struggled with for years and years. I would find myself stopping at the fast food drive-throughs and eating before I got home just to come in the house with another bag that I'd put on the table to eat with my family. And I just found myself really struggling to keep control with all the food. I was so tired of being tied to the yo-yo string that I was looking for something different. And let me tell you, since ketones, everything has changed. I feel like I have been able to take control of my life again. I feel like I get to celebrate things every single day. I have maintained a fat loss of moving size 12 to 4'6" and maintaining over 5 years now. I love sharing ketones, even more than drinking ketones, because I get to help people feel as amazing as I do. And I just want to briefly tell you a little bit about why this call tonight is so important and why I'm so excited that all of you have decided to join us. And I hope that if you learn something here that you know is powerful for your future life, that you will ask for the recording, you will look for the recording and share this with your friends and your family and your business partners. So let me remind you, for my entire life, I've been tied to the yo-yo string. So just because I've maintained fat loss for 5 years does not mean that I am cured. It doesn't mean that life is happy every single day and I don't have struggles still today that I had 5 years ago. That also doesn't mean that I'm the perfectionist in my business. There are triggers, there are things, there's negativity that creeps in every single day. And what you're going to learn tonight is an amazing opportunity to write your very own N8 statement. Guys, this N8 statement is something that I wrote years ago and I practiced for a short time. And then I kind of let it dwindle to the side. And then I picked it back up when I listened to a friend who told me how strongly things had changed because they picked it back up and they implemented what we're going to teach you guys tonight. And that is to not only write your N8 statement, but keep it fresh in your mind, memorizing it by saying it every single day. Because an N8 statement, Christina's going to give you more information, is something, it's a tool that keeps you fired up. It keeps your mind in a positive state. When I have those struggles with food addiction through emotions that all of us will go through, I can easily pick up my N8 statement, say it 5 or 6 times. I'm like, oh no, I remember now. I'm the most powerful woman in the world. When I'm triggered by someone negative in my family or a coworker, whatever the case may be, I can pick up that N8 statement. It's ingrained inside me because I use it every single day as a tool to keep me on track for my personal life and my business life. So I'm super excited that all of you took the opportunity to jump on this call tonight. I'm going to turn this over to Christina, and she's going to give us more information and give us the guidelines of what we're going to be doing tonight. And again, just be ready, grab you some pen and paper, and I'm going to turn it right over, Christina.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am so excited to be here with you. This is one of my absolute favorite things to do in life, in business, in everything, because it really is going to shift everything. And it shifts everything from the moment you write it, which is absolutely incredible. So a little bit of background about what we're doing. Joseph McClendon III. If you are going to be watching the It Factor this Saturday, drop a 1 in the chat. I would love to know who's watching it. Joseph McClendon III is the one who taught us how to do this statement. And since he taught us, he's said from day one, when you learn this information, take it and teach it so that more people can now be able to walk away with stepping into their greatness. All of us, every single one of us has greatness within us. I know that sometimes it's hard to believe that about ourselves. And I have times when I don't believe that about myself almost every day. So if I don't start with this statement, when I wake up in the morning, my brain takes me to the toilet bowl fast. Like it spirals downward fast, whether about myself or about other people. I go fast there. But because I've retrained my brain and I use this tool every single day when I wake up, I don't have to go there. I get to stop the thoughts that are negative and I get to enter this space of, oh my gosh, Christina is amazing. And oh my gosh, all of you are amazing. And you get to step into that every day. And we're all amazing in our uniqueness and in the ways that that is. How easy is it for you to remember something that was traumatic or something that was negative in the past and go there? I know that for me, it could be a smell, it could be a song, it could be a sight, it could be the person, triggers, and I automatically am back where I was, and I'm automatically in that negative space. And our brains love that. Our brains actually release cortisol. They make us stay there because we get addicted to that cortisol. And that repetitive cycle is actually pretty normal. It's what we are stuck in a lot of times. But we don't have to be stuck there. So we've learned that we can reprogram our brains by what we repeat and what we focus on. Where we focus, our energy goes, and where we focus, we actually get to like bring into our RAS, our reticular activating system, things from the future if we want, the future being what we're creating, or we can stay in the past. And we're always staying in the past. I forget the percentage of how often, what percentage of thoughts every day are actually new thoughts. It's a very small percentage of thoughts. We're kind of on autopilot. I don't know if any of you have ever gone out of your house or your apartment and you just walked or driven in the same exact route that you always go because you're so used to that habit and you just go there and it happens. And you find yourself, I've found myself, oh my gosh, I didn't even think in the last minutes that I was driving this same route that I always go to. And it's kind of scary because it's so easy to get into that habit. Well, we get to reprogram ourselves to get into the habit of telling ourselves who we get to be and who we get to show up as and who we get to step into more of, because we can do the same thing. If your brain can do it and go backwards, or if your brain can do it and get into that same loop, your brain can also do it going forward. Your brain can do it about something that you don't fully believe yet, but it has to be about 50% believable. If it's 50% believable, you're going to step into it and your brain is going to catch up. Your brain's going to make you find situations, find ways of talking, find ways of being that catches up with what you're telling yourself. So that is so exciting. And that's what this does. There's a ton of science behind it. And just know that if you do this practice, which I've been doing for the last 6 years, more than 6 years, and it has shifted from the day after I wrote my first one. I watched myself, I observed myself making a decision. Like, you know, when you can catch yourself in the split moment of making a decision and you have a little thought like, oh, I just did that, or oh, I didn't just do that. I caught myself after writing my statement. I caught myself making a decision that wasn't in line with who I was in the past, the day before. I made a new decision that was in line with the new person that I was stepping into, even though I wasn't fully her yet. And when I did that, I was like, oh my gosh, that was really cool. I'm going to do more of that because I want to be that person. I want to be the person that I just wrote about because that's who I get to step into. That's the greatness that's inside of me. And the more that I did it, and the more that I did it, and the more that I did it, the more I started to believe it, because it's 50% believable, but I didn't fully believe it. It took me repetition of years till I finally said it out loud and I was like, oh, I think I'm that person. I know I'm that person. I'm showing up as that person. And now I get to show up as that person. And there's still pieces of a statement that I have that I'm like, oh, not yet. I really am excited about that person that's going to show up, and she will, and she is, slowly but surely. So I'm going to continue to do this. It's something that I've taught my daughters. It's something that they use every single day. And it's not just a tool just in the morning. This is like Amy said, you get to step into this all the time. Anytime you're triggered, anytime you feel unresourceful, anytime you're sad, anytime you're mad, anytime you're anything that isn't how you want to feel, you get to stop and you can reframe where you are and how you're showing up by saying this statement. So take it seriously tonight, and you are going to walk away. So I know some of you already have a statement. If you have a statement already, put a 2 in the chat. And if you don't have one yet and you're here, put a 1 in the chat. You're all here. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't have one yet, and a 2 if you already have one. I know we have a mix of people. So if you have a 2, when I first was in my second space of an event where we were writing these, I was like, oh, well, I really like my statement. Then that's great. Keep it. If there's something that as you listen to things that are shared tonight that you want to add or that you want to shift a little bit, that's okay too. You can change that. I also, when I was in different event spaces, I was in different seasons of my life. So I was in a season once where I was not feeling adequate as a mom. And I decided to write a statement as a mom. So I had a statement of me, but then I wrote myself a statement as an amazing mom because I wasn't stepping into that, or I didn't feel like I was, but I knew I could be. So if you're someone who wrote a two and you need to write a new statement for wherever you are in your season, that's awesome. Or you can just switch a word or two, or you can keep it just as is and just pay attention to that. Pay attention to where you are. Okay, so we're gonna get started. This process is collaborative. We're not gonna come off mute though, because it's gonna make it too hard to, we're gonna bump into each other and we wanna be protective of our time tonight, knowing that this also is a process. This is a process that's usually done in it, well, we've done it many times in person and many times online, and it works both ways really well. So we're going to be collaboratively building a bank of words. And you don't have, that's the beauty of doing this together, that you're going to say a word that comes into your mind. You're not going to say it, sorry, you're going to type it into the chat, something that comes to mind when we're in this certain category of word, and it's going to trigger another person to think about something else. Or you might be saying something that comes to your mind that you don't, it's not what you want to own, but it might be what someone else wants to own. And that's the beauty of collectively doing this together, because I've taken words that did not come into my mind, but when someone else said them, I was like, that is me. That is who I want to be. And that's who I get to step into. So we're going to do 3 different types of words. I'm going to walk us through them. Amy is going to help us with the chat. I'm going to type so that you can see it, but I need you to have your pen and paper or a pencil. Your phones are okay too. That's fine, as long as you can maneuver. I know it's just easy to see if it's in front of you. As we generate words, so put a 3 in the chat if you have a piece of paper or something that you're writing on or with. Make sure that everyone's ready. All right, I see a lot of 3s. Okay, so as we generate these words, you don't have to write every single one down. I actually say don't write them all down. Write the ones that come, that when you hear them, you're like, oh, that's a piece of me. So we're stepping into our greatness, individually our greatness, not the greatness that you think someone else thinks that you should be, not the greatness that Amy is, not my greatness. You're stepping into your greatness. So these are things that as you hear them, you're like, ooh, I like that. I'm that person, or I think I might be that person, or I think I want to be that person. But you're not identifying your weaknesses. You're not listening to these words and being like, oh, I'm not funny, so I'm gonna choose funny. It's the opposite. You listen, if you hear funny and you have an inkling of funny, or you people have laughed when you've talked before, then you can choose funny. But I'm funny in certain spaces, but I'm usually not funny. I'm not going to choose funny. It's never a part of my statement, although I can be funny. So choose something that you want to step into that you already know. If you spot it, you got it. So if you hear it and it resonates with you and it like tugs at you, you can feel it, then write it down. We're going to then, as you write these down, I'm going to then have you narrow those down. I'm going to give you the number as we get to there, but you're going to narrow it down, and you're going to then identify which of those ones that you wrote down are what fit for you right now, what fit for you to step into. So these are things that you're stepping into your greatness of. You might be a little bit, you might be a good amount of it. For me, I am, one of my first things was empathetic. I was not in the past very empathetic. Now I'm empathetic because I've told myself I'm empathetic for 6 years. So I get to show up as empathetic, but it's not my natural space. But if you're always something, without a doubt, your whole life, you're always that thing, you could probably leave it off because it's a no-brainer. But this is called, we spell it out, innate, N8. That's how we like to do it at Prove It. Prove It likes to change words to be cool and sound cool. But it's also innate, like the word INNATE, which means within, from within. This is from within yourself. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start with the first one. Give me a thumbs up in your screen if you can see me, Amy. Thank you. Okay. Or see the words. So we're going to do adjectives first. Adjectives are words that describe. And this is words that describe greatness. So if you're having troubles of what is that for me as you're putting things in the chat, I want you to think about people that you admire, people that you are inspiring to you, people that are your role models, people in the world that it might be famous that you really look up to or that you like who they are. Those are the adjectives that you're going to type into the chat. And we're not going to come off mute. Like I said, Amy is going to read them and I'm going to try to keep up and type. And then we're going to put a timer on so that we can keep this tight. But again, as you see them, write them down if they resonate with you. If they hint, if you're like, oh yes, that's me. I want to be more of that. You're going to write it down. Okay. Any questions before we get started? Put them in the chat if there's a question and Amy will, I can't see the chat from where I'm at very easily, but Amy will be able to see that. Are there any questions, Amy, that are coming in?
No questions.
All right.
Why don't you start with just an example of
Yes.
one word?
Yep. So powerful and creative. And then go ahead and start putting in the chat words that are adjectives.
Caring, smart, unbreakable, loving, honest, powerful, resourceful, intentional, strong, qualified, motivational, inspirational, magnetic, unstoppable, resilient, perseverant, successful, driven, courageous,
Bold,
brave, warrior, grateful, empathetic.
we'll save warrior for the next one.
Okay. Loyal. Did I say loyal?
Fierce.
Friendly.
Outgoing.
Fabulous. Sparkly. Sassy. Confident. Fierce. Empowered. Passionate.
Inspired.
Valuable. Determined.
Worthy.
Worthy. Yeah, I like that. I think we've said confident.
Mm-hmm. Visionary.
Accepted. Enough. Generous. Ooh, headstrong.
What is it?
Headstrong.
It's true.
Exceptional. Intuitive.
Understanding,
Achiever.
achieving,
Power.
careful. You said powerful.
Yes, as powerful and accepting.
They're powerful above. Okay.
Consistent. Fearless. Curious. Can't remember if we have believer on there. Authentic.
The believer will go in the nouns. We'll keep it there.
Intelligent. Leader. Ambitious.
Leader we'll keep for the next one. Ambitious.
Truthful.
Patient.
Present. Honest. Balanced. Sensitive.
Take 3 more.
Valued. Open.
Open-minded. Emotionally intelligent. Any last 2 that are burning in anyone's mind?
Positive.
Positive.
Available.
And available. Awesome. All right, we're gonna stop there. Those are amazing. I'm going to have Amy read through them. While she reads through them, I want you to write down any more that pop to your mind, but also as she reads through them, I want you to put a star next to the ones that are really really tugging at you. So this is when you get to kind of narrow your larger list down to 3 to 7 that you're going to put a star next to. So between 3 and 7. All right, so Amy's going to start reading through.
Powerful. Creative. Caring. Loving. Intentional. Qualified. Magnetic. Perseverant. Courageous. Grateful. Fierce. Kind. Sassy. Passionate. Determined. Accepted. Headstrong. Understanding. Accepting. Sensitive. Open-minded. Smart. Honest. Strong. Motivational. Unstoppable. Successful. Bold. Empathetic. Friendly. Fabulous. Confident. Inspired. Worthy. Enough. Exceptional. Achieving. Oops, my trying to call me, sorry.
Consistent.
Thank you, I lost my space.
Valued at the top. Valued.
Okay, valued, emotionally intelligent, unbreakable, resourceful, positive, inspirational, resilient, driven, brave, loyal, outgoing, sparkly, empowered, valuable, available, generous, intuitive, carefree, fearless.
And then there's a few more.
Intelligent, patient, balanced.
And then can you read the other 6 on the other side?
I think we got to, I'm going to start here. Exceptional, achieving, consistent, authentic, truthful, and honest.
Okay. Awesome. When you have starred between 3 and 7 on that list that you wrote down, drop a 4 in the chat. When you have starred between 3 and 7. Okay, I'll give you another like 30 seconds for anyone who's finishing up. Okay, we're gonna now move to nouns. So these are words about you. So like a mom, a entrepreneur, a mompreneur. And with these words, these are for the nouns. If you're a mom and you're always a mom and that's what that's okay. You don't have to state what you already are. But if it's really important to you that that mom is a huge part of your identity and you want to make sure that that remains with all of the things that you're designing, then include it. If you're already a friend, most of us are friends, that doesn't necessarily need to be stated. However, if it's something that is so integral in what you're creating, then you can include it. So these can also be things like fire. It can be something like a lighthouse. It doesn't have to be things that are actually words like a speaker, but it can be. So I wanted to make sure to open it up a little bit. But now go ahead and put in the chat and Amy will read out our nouns.
Christian, leader, fitness influencer, occupational therapist, notary,
Notary, visionary,
listener, data analysis, champion,
I think someone said warrior earlier. Go ahead.
mentor, writer, I think we have leader. Yes, we have leader, innovator,
Oh, innovator. Fighter. Survivor.
grandmother,
Creator.
educator, best wife ever.
I'm gonna just put wife. Communicator.
Cook, influencer, world traveler, negotiator, dog lover, crafter, gardener, Empty nester. Goal crusher. Retired. Motivational speaker. Gold digger.
Gold.
No, goal. Goal. Gold digger.
Ah.
Traveler.
Explorer. Bridge builder.
Organizer. Volunteer.
Catalyst. Spark. Igniter.
Videographer. Facilitator. Philosopher.
Curator.
Philanthropist. I always say that word wrong.
Philanthropist.
Yes. Initiator. Caregiver. Sister.
Strategist.
Aunt.
Team player.
Motivator.
Legend.
Supporter. Mindful.
What is it?
Mindful. That's an adjective though.
Mindable. Mindful. Oh,
Uh-huh.
mindful.
We have encourager.
Mm-mm.
Fighter.
We do have fighter. Believer.
Believer. Yeah, that's good. Survivor.
Have that one.
Dreamer.
Mm.
Storyteller.
Mm. Sculptor. Connector.
Bridge builder. Catalyst.
Got it. Lioness. Phoenix. Last one.
Creator.
I think I've got it. Eagle. All right. Amy's gonna read it. Same process. Star the ones that you, the 3 to 7 that stick the most out to you.
Right? Mom, entrepreneur, fire, lighthouse, data analysis, mentor, fighter, creator, communicator, world traveler, crafter, goal crusher, gold digger, bridge builder, catalyst, videographer, curator, caregiver, aunt, speaker, leader, occupational therapist, notary, champion, writer, survivor, educator, cook, negotiator, gardener, retiree, traveler, organizer, spark, facilitator, philanthropist, I don't know what I'm saying, giver, sister, team player, Christian, fitness influencer, visionary, listener, warrior, innovator, grandmother, wife, influencer, dog lover, empty nester, motivational speaker, explorer, volunteer, igniter, philosopher, initiator, strategist, and motivator.
And legend.
I got encourager, storyteller, bridge builder, eagle, dreamer, team player, supporter, connector, phoenix, legend, believer, sculptor, and lioness.
All right. Drop in the chat a 5 when you've got your 3 to 7 starred.
Those are powerful.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to hear what everyone's creating. Okay, taking last few seconds. 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Okay, for this next one, it is verbs. So these are verbs or verb phrases. So meaning like it could be cares deeply instead of cares, or you can add whatever you want after cares if something else pops to your mind. But it doesn't have to be just one word. It can be like 3 or 4 words put together.
Truly passionate, faces fears, creating memories,
Designs life.
encourages others, makes a difference, never stops learning, building community, builds generational wealth, not a quitter.
Never stops.
There you go. Gets things done.
Lives
Builds-
intentionally.
Building strong families, achieves goals,
Stays consistent.
leading by example, attracting new clients, believing in others, uplifting others, speaking wisdom, reaching for the stars, believing in self,
Celebrates little wins.
celebrating others, creating opportunities, leader in movement, celebrating losses, loves hard,
Embraces moments. Lives abundantly.
challenges the norm,
Breaks
living life to the fullest, living in gratitude, embracing change, bringing light to dark, manifesting reality, sets boundaries, always thankful and blessed, open to new ideas, handles tough situations,
explores new opportunities.
faces fears, dreaming big, no longer a slave to fear, accepting challenges, loves thy enemies,
Loves what?
thy enemies, keeps moving forward,
Creates momentum. Causes change.
accepts strength, keeping positive energy, accepting weaknesses, embracing challenges, living in faith, nurturing growth,
Leads from the heart.
fights hard to overcome,
creates movements.
Open to learning. Pushing boundaries. Tackling fears.
All right, let's stop there. So same process. Amy's gonna read star 3 to 7.
Cares deeply. Creates memories. Making difference. Building generational wealth. Living intentionally.
Amy, I'm gonna stop you for a second. When you guys write it, you're gonna use like builds or lives versus making.
Okay.
Because it'll fit within the formula of how we're putting it together better.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the top. Cares deeply, creates memories, makes a difference, builds generational wealth, lives intentionally, stays consistent, believes in others, reaches for the stars, celebrates others, celebrates losses, lives abundantly, lives life to the fullest, brings light to darkness, always gives thanks and blessed, explores new opportunities, steps into fear, keeps moving forward, accepts strengths, shares passion, designs life, never stops learning, never stops, builds strong families, leads by example, uplifts others, believes in self, creates opportunity, loves hard, challenges the norm, lives in gratitude, manifests reality, open to new ideas, faces fears, accepts challenges, creates momentum, keeps positive energy, faces fears, encourages others, builds community, gets things done, achieves goals, attracts new clients, speaks wisdom, celebrates little wins, leads in movement, embraces moments, breaks the mold, embraces change, sets boundaries, handles tough situations, dreams big, loves thy enemies, causes change, accepts weakness, embraces strengths, nurtures growth, creates movements, tackles fears, living in faith, fights hard to overcome, pushes boundaries, embracing challenges, lead from the heart, remains open to learning.
All right. Drop a 6 in the chat if you have your 3 to 7. All right. I think we've got most people have a 6. All right. Now what we're going to do is put it all together. So if you look on the screen, you're going to see the formula that we're going to use to put it all together. This is so that it's really easy for your brain to remember it, and also it's easy for it to flow out, and then it makes it so that you get to be all of these things. So when you put it together, you're going to say I, your name, and then am a or and, depending on if you're starting with a vowel on the next one, and then your 3 to 7 adjectives just listed with commas in between. And then you're going to list your nouns with commas in between. And then you're going to add the word who and then the verbs listed. And then That's going to be the end of your sentence. And then you're going to say, I rock, I am amazing, whatever you choose, whatever the superlative is, that like I'm fabulous, I'm wonderful, whatever it is that was what you want to say. I say I'm freaking amazing, and I prove it every single day. And I am, and then something that's of certainty to you that your brain is clear about. So that might be, so I can say, and I live in Fort Washington, Maryland, or I'm a mother of 2 daughters, or I am something that your brain knows. So you're starting with an I in your name because your brain knows who you are, and then you're ending with something that is of absolute truth. So you're couching everything that your brain doesn't fully believe yet, but at 50% believes, with truth, so that your brain catches up and is like, oh yeah, of course, Christina is all of those things. And she's also lives in Fort Washington, Maryland. I know that the rest of that must be true. I'm going to make it happen. So take the next 2 minutes and organize your words into that formula there. Let us know if you need any assistance or if you need me to do an example. Once you have it written down, give me a 7 in the chat. And take another 30 seconds if you don't have it yet. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you need another 30 seconds. Okay, take another 30 seconds. All right, drop a 7 if, or give us a 2 if you still need a little bit of time. We'll give you another 30 seconds if you need a little bit more time. We want everyone to be able to be done. Okay, take another 30 seconds. If you have already finished, if you were a 7 already, go ahead and you're on mute. Go ahead and start reading it out loud. And if you need to switch the order, if it sounds funny in the order that you put stuff in, switch it real quick if you need to. But start reading it out loud to yourself. Okay. Those of you, if you're not quite done, it's okay. You can come back to it, but we want you to not go back too much. This isn't something to become perfect at. Whatever grabbed at you while we did this exercise was there for a purpose. It was there to be there and to be something that you grabbed. And so it's not something that has to be to perfection. It just needs to start to be something you step into, and you can tweak it a little bit as you go, but not a whole lot. This is something that you created right now and for a purpose. And I promise you that what came in is what is meant to be there. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And we're going to, for 3 minutes, we are all going to be saying our statement out loud. You're reading it and in your mute. So your mute is still on. We can't hear each other all at the same time, but we're going to be in mute. So I should be able to see everyone's lips moving. I can't hear you. And you're going to say it as many times as you can read it through before I tell you to stop. So we're going to do that for 3 minutes, as many times. Ready, set, go. All right. You can stop. Good job. How do you guys feel? I see some smiles. Wonderful. I see some smiles. I love that when we speak who we are and who we're stepping into, we get to smile. And that is such a big part of this exercise is the smile, because the smile drops dopamine into our systems and it makes us say, our bodies say, ooh, do that again. I want to feel that again. So make sure that when you're saying this, you are smiling and you're raising your eyebrows. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, the more you smile and the more you raise your eyebrows and even shake your butt, you're going to believe it more. Your body's going to say, okay, I think I can do that. All right. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna pass it to Amy, and this is the last little bit, and then we're gonna get off. I know we've been on for almost exactly the amount of time that we had hoped. So Amy, I'm giving it to you.
All right, guys, I'm going to tell you the first time that I learned how to write an innate statement, I was like, these people are crazy. Like, what in the world? I can't talk about myself like this. It feels so weird. But let me tell you, I was watching as you were reading and I saw all the smiles. I saw Rosie's smile, I saw Loretta smile, I saw Kim smile, because it's almost impossible to say positive things about yourself and be like down in the dumps. So remember, when we share this tool with you, it's because it's something that truly is going to help you replace a negative mindset. I can tell you every single day when I wake up, the first thing I do is say my innate statement. When I'm driving into work, if anything negative comes into my mind, I stop and I will say my innate statement, not one time, 5 times. Sometimes not 5 times, sometimes 20 times, over and over until I get that mindset where I want it. We went to the Grand Canyon. I screamed over the side of the Grand Canyon my innate statement. It felt so powerful. Like, it is something that will drive you. It is something that will help you in your personal life, your business. And right now, before we jump off, we want you guys to share. I'm just going to pick 3 or 4 of you, if you don't mind. Now, when you say your innate statement, it's easy to grab your paper and be like, I, Amy Dove, am confident and enthusiastic. But that doesn't sound very enthusiastic, does it? So you really want to empower yourself. So when you read it, you want to make sure you're sitting up straight or you're standing up. You want to be loud in your voice. You're going to say, I, Amy Dove, am a confident, enthusiastic, passionate. So you're going to learn it the more you say it. It's going to be dug inside of your heart to where you can't just barely whisper it. You're going to be so excited every time you say it. So when you practice it this first time, I want you to go ahead, like, sit straight, put that big smile on your face, and let's read it. I'm going to start with Rosie. Rosie, if you don't mind, come off and read us your statement.
Okay. I, Madeline Brown, aka Rosie, am unbreakable, magnetic, worthy, intentional, ambitious, unstoppable, catalyst, leader, influencer, world traveler who is truly passionate, faces fears, builds generational wealth, achieves goals, explores new opportunity, and creates momentum. I freaking rock, and I prove it every single day, and I am impacting lives daily.
That is beautiful. I love it, Rosie.
Thank
All
you.
right, let me pick someone else. You did a wonderful job. Let's see. I saw Loretta smiling big time when she was reading hers to herself. Loretta, come off mute and let us hear it.
Hi. All right. I have mine on my phone. I hope that you can still hear me. Just give me a minute. I gotta bring it up. I still don't have it memorized. So I, Loretta Jump-Ferrara, am amazing. I am hardworking, confident, energetic, creative, resourceful, empathetic, and wise mother, learner, listener, movie producer, scriptwriter, volunteer who spends quality time with her family and always works for their best, loves and celebrates herself, advocates for herself, expertly edits audio and video, receives and applies feedback well, explores new places, performs and speaks in front of others with ease, and helps others advise and helps and advises others to be their best version of themselves. I, Loretta Jump-Ferrara, am freaking amazing, and I prove it every single day. And my daughter's name is Colby.
Wow, thank you for sharing. Okay, so I didn't know Loretta already had one written, guys. So
Yeah.
she kind of went outside that 3 to 5 or 3 to 7. No worries. When you're writing this for the first time, really all you need are those few nouns, adjectives, and verbs to really get that dug inside of you. And you can always add to later. You can always tweak it later. It doesn't matter how long or how short. It's about the power in the words. She was just talking about being an awesome mom. Look, if somebody told her she was a crap mom today, there's no way she'd believe that when she gets that back out and starts reading that innate statement. It's all about the way you feel and the way you power your feelings. So let me ask one last person. I see Alyssa in front of me. Alyssa, would you mind coming off mute?
Hi. Hello. I wasn't expecting to be picked. All right. I, Alyssa, am a balanced, authentic, inspiring, fierce, sparkly, confident philosopher, philanthropist, innovator, influencer, traveler, creator, dreamer, who makes a difference, gets things done, builds community, seeks wisdom, challenges the norm, dreams big, and loves thy enemies. I freaking rock, and I prove it every single day, and I am someone who never gives up on myself.
Wow, I love that. That is so beautiful. So, guys, you just heard three different ladies, three different powerhouse women give an innate statement. Some of you just wrote it. Loretta had written hers previously. I'm not sure about you two, but look, completely different, beautiful women, strong. That's what this innate statement does. It just makes you stronger. It keeps you in that positive mindset. I'm so excited. Christina, I know we've already gone over our hour, so I know we probably have to cut this off. But guys, we hope that you not only keep this written on your table, we want you to put it in your mirror. We want you to put it in your car visor. We want you to put this anywhere where you normally get a trigger. Keep it on your phone. Take it out. Read it as much as you possibly can. And the more you do it, the more it comes into your heart. You don't have to even find your written innate statement anymore. Christina, I'm going to turn it back over to you so you can close this out. Thank you guys for participating.
Yay. I love it. I hope that as you say it, you start to feel that, because as I think, so I feel. So when you say this, Amy said it beautifully. When you say this, you get to feel all those amazing emotions that are connected to that. And then you get to act as that person. You get to step into that person. And as a result, you're going to have what that person gets to have, whatever that is. And then you get to give it away as well. So when we do that process over and over again, the over and over again, like you heard Amy say, is key. So your assignment, you have an assignment. Your assignment leaving this, and whether you do it or not is up to you. But know from experience from Amy and myself and other people that if you do it, it is super powerful. So the assignment is the next 10 days to say it 5 times in the morning. You just said it at least 5 times in those 3 minutes that I put a timer on. I know, because I have long ones, and I did it in that amount of time too. So it doesn't take very long. 5 times in the morning, 5 times in the middle of the day sometime, and 5 times before bed. Put an alarm on, set a timer, and or count on your fingers. That's how I usually do it. I'm like, okay, I said it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. The repetition is where it is. When you repeat it, smile, shake your butt. When you're done repeating it 5 times, say, yay, I got it. Or go like this, jump up and down. Do something that celebrates that you just did that. And do that 3 times a day. Next 10 days. That means that if you're on our team calls, that you get to, like, we're going to call on some of you who did this tonight. If you're on our Monday night team calls, we're going to call on you and you get to share it there. But we want this to start to get into your system where you don't end up having to even have it anywhere. It's just in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, as you go. That's your assignment. Take it or leave it. But if you take it, you're gonna be changed. You're gonna keep moving forward. So thank you for your time tonight. Thanks for all of your engagement. This isn't possible without each one of you. It wasn't possible we didn't tell you all those words. You guys did all that. So great job putting it together. Great job listening to yourself and stepping into yourself. And I'm excited to see how we all continue to show up is even more. Have a great night.